I'm talking about the comeback of Camidoh and the fact that he's released a new song and is going on media rounds in his bid to promote this song that he's released. Unfortunately, lately, if you are not able to listen to a full interview, the media houses have a way of letting you know to them which of the full interview or which part or portion of the full interview is so important to them or is more important to them. And listen to this carefully. I'm saying that if any celebrity appears on any platform for an interview, now the media houses, they've made it so simple for us that, okay, maybe you had a 1 hour interview slot on their program or on their platform. To them, out of the 1 hour, they decide which of the 1 hour conversation was so important to them. And do you know how we get to know that? We get to know that because that is the portion they will edit and put out for those who would want to do the short listening or the short viewing or watching of the interview instead of the long one. And I can tell you, since the comeback of Camidoh, the interviews that he has done so far, with all the platforms that he has been on, the platforms have told us that indeed, to them, the only thing that they consider important with all the rounds that he's doing is the smoking bit of his career or is the smoking bit of his activities. So Camidoh goes on Hit FM and he was asked about smoking. He responds in a way that he thinks, oh, because of how I'm responding, maybe some people would have sympathy on me and understand what really happened to me. It did not go down well with people. Once again, those who would lambast him would go ahead and still lambast him, despite the fact that the gentleman was even looking for sympathy.
First of all, some people that my brand image not even they depict say they chop banku like 4 balls.
Yeah.
You know? Like if they see say, hey, this man the way I know him, way they chop 4 balls of cake.
They give.
You know, but yeah, I wouldn't even lie. Like I started to, I started going that lane.
You smoke 1 or 2 B.
Yeah, so
for shaggy reasons.
You go clear your mind. So yeah,
it's allowed.
Basically, that's just what. But the
it's
point
not the
was
illegal substance.
No. One time, my manager,
for me,
like they watched Sergio Manucho, like they watched. Hey, the guy, the way he was talking, like, Sergio already. So
what's the shit?
Yes, Abosan Tower. I'm like,
yeah, who can you do video?
So
was shit.
Yeah, so my team was like, hey, like come to the table, court, So, but so it was very important for me to really like just tell the full story. That okay, maybe this kid that you knew before and was not on this lane.
Yeah.
I mean, went through certain things. And until like, so at least if you are disappointed, no say somebody was going through some real pain.
So the fans are listening.
Here, just so like that's what led to.
So clarify because people, was it weed or not weed?
They call Abonsan Tower be what? I don't know what it be. I don't know what it be. Bro, the description there, baddest. And Sergio, no, I want to make you do some intro for my album.
This is Hits.
It did not end there. He went on to Joy Prime. And Joy Prime, knowing that he was on a sister platform, that is Hit FM, for a similar conversation, they also decide to delve into the same conversation about smoking. And once again, presenter starts asking the musician questions about smoking as if he is some heart doctor or he's an expert in people who smoke and what will happen to them.
Smoking may not necessarily be bad.
Really?
Yes.
Not necessarily?
Yes.
Why do you say this?
I'm saying that because not everything that is portrayed as negative is negative. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
So what do you think? Is smoking bad?
if it's bad for you, it's bad for you. Like, the doctors have to detect that.
But do you think it's as bad as, you know, as Camidoh?
Generally, they say we shouldn't smoke because it's bad for our lungs. Yeah, but how about parents who, like, be cooking kinky in all of these, I don't know how to describe it, but you see them when they're making kinky, you see how smoky it gets. Like the gang kinky, you see how smoky it gets. Like, they don't.
So
you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to tell you, like, I don't want you to dwell on that because...
No, so I just want to know.
Okay, cool.
So for you, what you posted, it's not bad in your eyes?
No, it's not bad in my eyes because I'm telling a story.
Okay.
And after watching these interviews and knowing how they also placed the spotlight, shared these videos constantly on their platforms, telling the world that this is their most important portion of the interview, I told myself that, Charlie, can we elevate the conversations now? Can we elevate the conversation now? Charlie, this is Camidoh, a guy who was an underdog. For God being so good, he was able to get a big song, Sugarcane. He did not sleep on the big song. He did everything possible, thanks to his manager, George Britton of GB Interactive then. I hear now they are no more working, and that is also fine. It's not a big issue. Artist and manager not working, not a big issue if you understand how these things work. They signed a contract, ended, and that is all. So let's put that aside. Let's talk about the important thing. Where this guy, after flying around the world, Africa, the investment that George Britton has been telling us about ever since. Oh, Sammy, we've gotten this money, we've invested this amount of money in the job, and we are doing features, and we are doing videos. In fact, the last time I checked, his video is even the biggest number of views we have in Ghana now. Because information is that it has surpassed Sarkodie's Adonai with Castro. That is what it is. The last time I checked, that was the report that now in Ghana, the artist with the biggest views on YouTube when it comes to a music video is Camidoh, his remix of the Sugarcane song. And that he even surpassed Sarkodie, who was leading then with Adonai, with Castro, the late Castro. All of these things are stuff that I think when we are able to get Camidoh on our platforms, we delve deeper for us to know how the industry is being managed. His gains and his losses. His advantages and disadvantages. The lessons. The regrets. These and many more are issues that we can talk about, push them out, project them for people to know that, oh, I see. So if you're an artist and you're able to get a song and you are able to invest, blah, 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 boom, 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 this is how it will end. This is the result. As an industry, looks like many are not interested in that. We are rather interested in Camidoh smoking and questions about why are you smoking? Why are you smoking? Why are you smoking? For crying out loud, Camidoh is an adult. Camidoh is more than, if not 30 years, maybe more than 30 years at this stage. So why are we making it look like, hey, an adult who knows what is right and wrong has decided to smoke, and it is a big deal that in his interviews to promote songs, that is the conversation that everybody is talking about, when there are more equally important topics. Camidoh has had experiences on Afro Nation. Camidoh has had experience of flying all over the world, going to America, going to UK, visiting some African countries to go and do promotion, interviews, all the investment. Why are we not interested in those ones? So that if an artist is also coming up and he thinks, oh, me to mania big song, I want to do this and that, that artist will be advised on Camidoh, using Camidoh's experience. But no, we are interested in Camidoh smoking. We are interested in Camidoh doing this. Charlie, I think we have to elevate the conversation. Like I'm saying, I don't want to judge anybody. I don't come across like I'm perfect. I don't come across like I'm showing someone how to do his job. But personally, with the level of my understanding of this industry, if I'm to listen to an interview of Camidoh, what I want to hear is not about him smoking. In fact, what I want to hear is not about Camidoh, what will happen to him when he smokes. It's not about why he is smoking. No, that is too cheap. That is too cheap. Camidoh has had a lot of experiences in this game. And I wonder why in almost all the interviews that he's done, you come out to check the highlights, and the highlights are all about Camidoh smoking, Camidoh smoking, Camidoh smoking, as if smoking is the only thing that he's got to do. What is the relevance of Camidoh smoking to his music career? What additions or subtractions will Camidoh smoking add to what he started as a musician? Whilst I was preparing for this topic, I came across Rema. I think he was part of the Paris Fashion Week that happened. And as part of the celebrities who went to do the walk, I think he was part of it. And he was interviewed by an unknown face. Maybe the credits will show who was that. But as of the time I watched the video, I did not see anybody and I did not see any information like that. So forgive me. And whilst he was being interviewed, the gentleman had cigar in his hand. Live on the interview, he was taking puffs in between. Live on the interview, he was taking puffs in between. A question will come, he'll go for one puff and answers the question. And answers the question. The interviewer, who obviously coming from the foreign media, never bothered to ask about smoking. Meanwhile, many don't even know Rema to be a smoker, because I've also seen some comments like that. Many have not seen him like that openly smoking. But at that time, the interviewer knew that smoking was not my interest. Smoking was not what I was about. I was about other things more than smoking. I was about other important things more than smoking. But no. So he did not go there at all. Rather, he concentrated on the other things. And you could watch it. There was even a question that he said, oh, he doesn't want to talk about it. When he was asked about which jollof is good, is it Ghana or Nigeria, he said, oh, he doesn't want to be part of the jollof conversation. And that was all. Whether he was smoking live on the interview or not, that was not part of the interviewer's interest. But in Ghana, I'm sure if it had been any of the Ghanaian media platforms that Rema was being interviewed, and in between questions and answers, he was taking puffs like he's dead. If it had been in a Ghana radio or TV platform where he was being interviewed and in between questions, he was doing puff, puff, puff like he's dead. Like by now, that video will be trending at #1 in Ghana. Like by now, you see all the good people in Ghana who have never sinned before. They'll come out doing all types of criticism. And I sit here and ask myself, what is the focus of our industry? Where is the direction? Where are we heading to? What are we looking for?